Hi. Hi. Welcome back to Journaling with Carrie. That's me, and your Silver Lining Moments practice of gratitude and resilience. And today is day 4, and you're coming back for some more. And by more, I mean some more yummy good stuff for your soul. Today is all about release. Let's get journaling. All right, so let's get started with our day 4. I'm glad you're back and you're committed to this practice for yourself. You know, filling up ourselves first, taking time for ourselves is one of the greatest acts of love that you can give, not only for yourself, but for the entire world and all the people in your world. All right, so a few notes before we start for today. One, this journaling practice with Silver Lining Moments or any journaling practice that you do, it complements other work, other practices that you do. For instance, if you work with a coach or a therapist, take your journal with you to your sessions and talk about what you wrote. You know, I always say what's in your journal is for you only. Yes, I treat my journals as sacred spaces for myself. And in that, sometimes I come up with something in my journal that I want another perspective on. I need a little help guiding myself through it. So I will talk to my therapist about some things that I wrote in my journal. So go ahead, take your journal with you to your coach, your therapist, and use it as a complement to that practice. It's also a good complement to yoga. If Today, for example, today is about release. I know there are some good yoga practices about releasing blocks, releasing emotions. I think some of the yoga poses with the hips or other things. So if you're doing a yoga practice, after today's session, you may want to do some of those poses that further release. And then my third thing I want to mention today is, sometimes I talk with people, sometimes I feel it myself, life is good. I have food over my head, I have food for my mouth, shelter over my head. What is it that I have to worry about? There's so much suffering in the world. What right do I have to suffer with the little things or even big things that may come in my life? And one thing to say about that is, nothing to diminish anyone else's pain or suffering, and some people are going through huge traumatic events, and my heart goes out to them and to everyone. If you are in a situation where you are dealing with your basics are met, but you're still feeling pain, sadness, frustration, annoyance, malaise, whatever, and then you add to yourself of what right do I have to feel these things, that just holds you into and holds those feelings within you. Here's what I want to say. And someone told me this once: pain is pain. Sadness is sadness. Anger is anger. It doesn't matter to some extent, it doesn't matter what caused you to feel those feelings or what situation caused you to feeling them. You're feeling them. And they're real and they're impacting your life. So I guess don't compare your pain to someone else's pain and, oh, I don't have a right to feel pain or anger, sadness. You're human, right? You have the right to feel those, and you also have the right to heal from them. And that's what we're doing here today. Okay, so the instructions for today are: 1, first I want you to take a minute or two and just read what you wrote in your journal from days 1 through 3. We're still working on the same cloud, the same time in your life where, or something from your life, something from you or about you, or that is upsetting you or causing you angst, pain, difficulty, situation, whatever. We're writing about that cloud, and we're still focusing on that same one today. So, number one, take a moment or two to read what you wrote from days 1 through 3. Then just sit there. Just pause and sit with whatever comes up. I'm going to give you a few moments to do this. After you review your notes and you pause and you just sit with, things may come up. Write about that. And then, and it could be, yesterday we focused on our feelings. So you might be having more stuff to write about those feelings that came up. Or just about anything that just comes up, just write about it. Then towards the end, we're going to come back together and do a release. I will guide you with this, and then we'll do a couple breathing release exercises, and we'll be on our way to day 5. I know yesterday I said that we were going to find the silver linings of your moment, but we will do that, but we're going to do that tomorrow on day 5. Today, really, I want to have a release and a clearing so that we are whole and we're not glossing over anything, So while today is a release, during the right part, dig, further into your feelings. Any last little residue or emotional gook that is there, write about it. Okay? All right. So read your pages from the last few days. Pause and sit with whatever comes up. Write. We'll come together to do a release and breathing activities, and then we'll bid each other good day and see each other tomorrow. But first, let's get started with our journaling. Okay, take a minute to review the pages that you wrote previously.
Is there anything jumping out? Any ahas? Circle, underline, or star them. Your soul is giving you the insight you need in this moment.
Okay, go ahead and just sit for one moment. I'll give you 1 minute. Just sit and observe whatever comes to your mind, heart, feelings, whatever. Just sit there. Okay, now just start writing. Ask yourself, and go ahead and write this at the top of your journaling page. is there anything else that I need to feel about this cloud? And we're talking about the same cloud we've been writing about for the last few days, whatever it is from your life, cloud of the cloud that you feel is hanging over you, if you feel there's a cloud hanging over you. Is there anything else about this cloud that I need to feel? And write. You have about 1 more minute of writing. All right. So how are you feeling? Everyone feeling okay? And hopefully you got some answers. I found as I was writing today, I was writing with questions and answers to myself. I was asking myself questions and then I would answer it. And my journaling's not always that way, but that's how today's was. And in that, I found when I asked myself, is there anything that I need to feel right now about this cloud in my life, and or anything I need to be aware of? And something that came up is that I think there's this fear that I can't release it, afraid. And again, the it for me is a feeling that it started from the cloud being the rejection from Georgetown, combined with a general sense that I'm lacking something. And then after journaling that on day 2 and day 3, it came a little bit clarity of a belief from when I go from good to great, I get hurt. And so I explored where that came from yesterday. And then today, when I asked myself, is there anything more? It was this feeling of fear, like afraid that I won't be able to fully release this from it, And part of that fear is I do personal development work for quite some time, and there's still an aspect of that there. But so then when I asked myself, well, what can I, so I'm in my journal, and I asked myself, well, what can I do to release this? And it was like, keep doing the affirmations, keep doing the personal development work. And I finally noted, it is showing up less and less. It is showing up less and less often and less powerful when it's there. So maybe all that work is working. And this, I'm just going to share this like a little silver lining moment in itself. There's some serendipity in things. So I'm also podcast host for this podcast, Integrative Lawyers of the World. And just last night, I was reviewing one of my conversations with one of my guests in that episode. And this conversation, this person is a sustainable finance and investment lawyer, corporate lawyer. So you wouldn't think of personal development stuff would come up in that conversation, but it did. And here's what he said. He's like, his important message that he wanted to share is that we all need to do personal development for ourselves, but also for our professional work. It overflows in everything that we do. And here's the serendipity moment for my thinking today is he went on to say, it's something that you start and you do it and you're continuing with it, but you may not see the full effect of it 10 years. It takes time, but you do it, and you do it in the process. And in the process, you see changes little by little, and then 10 years, 15 years, you're like, ooh, wow. So to me, that's just a serendipitous moment because I'm realizing as I was writing down my fears today, a lot of it was, oh, maybe my personal development work hasn't been working in the past. But then when I noted that's where the fear came from, and then when I noted, oh, wait, it's showing up less and less, I remembered his conversation from yesterday, and that's the message that I needed to hear today. I just heard it a day early. Anyways, I love the timing of things like that. So hopefully you got something from your writing today too. So let's do our release. I'm going to read this. I'll also probably write it on the screen. So if you're watching this video, you can maybe see it on there. You can sit and write this out, or you can listen to it. But I do encourage you at some point to read it, write it, say it, and then fully embody it and to help with the release. Okay. I release any negative blocks from the cloud created by this and insert whatever moment it is, whatever aspect of your life or aspect of yourself that you've been writing about. This cloud can move away. As it moves away, so does the feelings of sadness, pain, anger, fear, annoyance. Fill in the feelings that you wrote about. I am ready to let go of these. It is safe for me to do so. By letting go of these emotional blocks or negative blocks, emotional pain, does not mean I am letting go of myself. It does not mean I am letting go for the love of myself. It does not mean that the situation or whatever happened to me, if something that you're writing about is something bad that happened to you, it does not mean that this something bad is okay. It does not mean that it is acceptable. Letting go does not mean I am saying it is okay or what happened was okay. By letting go, I am saying only that I am okay. And it is okay for me to be happy and to feel joy, to live fully as myself. I am free of the negative blocks and the emotional pain and suffering caused by this, insert again, your cloud that you wrote about. Being free of this, being free of these, I now fully stand tall. I now stand tall as a full expression of myself. As the cloud goes away, I see the sunshine and I feel the light on my head, on my face, and traveling from my head all the way through my body. I feel the light in my soul. Okay, let's take a few deep healing breaths to do that further release. If you are a yoga practice, think of it as, especially if you've ever done a Bikram yoga practice or a hot yoga practice, they sometimes end with that breathing. We're going to take 2 series of 1 deep breath, short exhales, and you're going to go, and you're really breathing in with your diaphragms closing in, pushing in on the exhale. So think of this as whatever that the feelings that you wanted to work through from this cloud of aspect of your life. As the exhale, you're pushing it out. You're pushing it out. And don't worry, you're not breathing out negativity into the world. Think of it as when you breathe it out, it's being caught and being healed by the universe, so it doesn't harm or affect anyone else. Ready? We're going to breathe in and do, I don't know, let's just say 7 exhales. And then we're going to do 3 cleansing. Ooh, look at that sunshine on me. Okay. Ooh, I like that. I don't know if you can see me, but that's okay because I don't want you really to see me. It's nice that you can see the sunshine as we're feeling the light in ourselves. Okay. Sit tall. Breathe in. I lied. We did 10. We're going to do 10 more. Breathe in. Now, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Each one now, you're breathing in a deep breath. And imagine, see that light shining behind me? That's filling your lungs. And then once it's in your lungs, it fills your whole body. And when you exhale, any last little blocks or negativity is going to be released. Ready? And we're going to take these longer breaths. You're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. And each time you're breathing in light and you exhale any gook that's there. Right. Ready? Breathe in. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Last one. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. May you feel the light on your face, in your soul, and in your world during today. May you be happy and healthy. May you be free from suffering, financial, physical, emotional, spiritual suffering. May you be free from negativity, trauma, and conflict. May you be immersed in peace, prosperity, positive energy, love, and kindness. During today, may you give and may you receive genuine acts of love and kindness. And may you let the light in your life. I'm moving because I'm thinking of the song, let the light shine, let the light shine. So let the light shine in your life because you're brilliant. See you tomorrow on day 5.